Football isn't just a sport anymore. It's a global stage where every hairline, every jawline, every smile gets zoomed in, screenshotted, and dissected by millions of fans. So today, we're asking the question everyone Googles, but nobody confirms. Which footballers have actually had cosmetic work done, and which ones are just victims of internet rumors? Quick disclaimer before we start. Some of what you're about to hear is confirmed by the players themselves. A lot of it is speculation based on photos. We're going to be clear about which is which, because that difference matters. Let's start with the one nobody has to guess about. Wayne Rooney. Back in 2011, Rooney publicly confirmed he'd had a hair transplant, tweeting about it himself and even joking about it in interviews. No mystery here, he owned it completely, and it arguably helped normalize the conversation around hair loss in football. Then there's Antonio Conte. Reports suggest he's had multiple hair transplant procedures over the years, and the scarring visible when he shaved his head lines up with what's called an FUT procedure, a strip method that leaves a linear scar. Conte even joked about it in an Italian newspaper years ago, saying he needed to keep managing just to afford the upkeep. Zinedine Zidane is another name that's come up. Turkish media reported he spent time in Istanbul, which has become something of a global hub for hair restoration tourism, with reports linking the trip to a transplant procedure. And this next one is the most recent, and honestly, the most visually dramatic. Vinícius Jr. showed up this year with a noticeably sharper, more defined jawline, a big enough change that it went viral within hours. Reports say he had a chin harmonization procedure at a clinic in Goiânia, Brazil, supervised by a dermatologist, just days after Brazil were eliminated from the 2026 World Cup in the round of 16. Unlike the Ronaldo implant theories, this one isn't really a mystery. Chin harmonization is a well-known, non-surgical cosmetic technique that uses injectable fillers to reshape and sharpen jaw contours. No incisions, no real recovery time. The look first leaked through a social media post, and a second video of Vinícius signing shirts for fans in side profile gave the clearest look yet at just how different his jawline had become. Neither Vinícius nor Real Madrid have released an official statement confirming the procedure, and the clinic itself hasn't published details beyond what's been reported. But the visual evidence here is about as strong as this genre of story gets. It's not maybe an implant like the Ronaldo theory, it's a clip of him talking, on camera, with a visibly changed profile. What's interesting is the timing. Right after a tough tournament exit. During an off-season where a player has time to recover and isn't under weekly match scrutiny. That pattern shows up a lot in football. Cosmetic work tends to cluster in the off-season, when there's no fixture list to hide behind. Now here's where it gets interesting. Cristiano Ronaldo is without question the most searched name in this entire topic. And here's the twist. He has never confirmed having any hair procedure himself. What he has done is become a major investor in Insparia, a hair restoration clinic group, and used that platform to talk openly about hair loss and self-confidence. But hair isn't all that gets analyzed. One popular plastic surgery analysis channel did a full year-by-year breakdown of Ronaldo's face, and it's worth walking through, with the caveat up front that this is one analyst's visual interpretation, not a confirmed medical record. 2003, age 18. The analysis describes a fairly standard young athlete's face, short upper and mid-face proportions, a small nasal bump, and flatter cheeks. 2005, age 20. This is where the analyst flags the clearest change, a noticeably fuller smile, which they attribute to cosmetic dental veneers. 2010, age 25. The analyst's biggest claim comes here. They suggest Ronaldo may have had jaw area implants, theorizing a possible cheek, malar implant, and a jaw angle, gonial implant, based on a shift in cheek fullness and a change in the contour along the jawline. They note this could equally have been dermal filler rather than a surgical implant. There's no way to distinguish the two from photos alone. 2014, age 29. The analyst points to smoother forehead and eye area skin as a possible sign of Botox, noting men typically need higher doses than women for the same visible effect. After that, the same channel reports no further visible changes through the following years. That same channel put a total estimated price tag on all of this at just over $104,000. But again, that's a cost estimate for hypothetical procedures built entirely from side-by-side photo comparisons. Ronaldo has not confirmed a single one of these claims, and outside of his own comments about hair loss awareness, he stayed silent on the entire topic. Some fans and hair analysis accounts online point to subtle hairline changes over the years as evidence too, but photos alone aren't proof. Lighting, hairstyling products, camera angles, and even weight changes in the face can all create the illusion of a different jawline or fuller hairline. Multiple hair industry sources have looked at Ronaldo's case specifically and concluded there's no verified evidence he's had a procedure himself. David Silva and Cesc Fabregas both saw noticeably different hair density appear on the pitch during their careers, which fueled years of tabloid speculation. Neither has confirmed anything publicly, so we're filing these firmly under rumored, not fact. And that's really the through line with almost every cosmetic surgery story in football. The fans do the forensic photo analysis, but the players themselves almost never comment. We should respect that. A hairline is not a confession.
A couple more names that come up constantly in this conversation: Gareth Bale and Mo Salah. Bale's hairline has been a talking point since as far back as 2016, when tabloids reported he was considering treatment for a bald patch. And fans have tracked what looks like a fuller hairline and reduced crown thinning in photos from recent years. He's never confirmed anything on the hair front, but hair restoration experts who've analyzed his photos point out the pattern is consistent with a standard FUE procedure. Bale's other, better documented story is his ears. Back around 2012, it was widely reported, and picked up by outlets and even fellow footballers publicly commenting on it, including Gary Lineker at the time, that Bale had his prominent ears pinned back, a procedure called otoplasty. It's a short, common cosmetic surgery. The surgeon reshapes the ear cartilage so the ears sit closer to the head. This one sits in a slightly different category than pure fan speculation. It wasn't a formal press conference confirmation from Bale himself, but the reporting at the time was widespread and specific enough that it's generally treated as more than a rumor.
Salah's story played out a bit differently. He showed up to Egypt's national team camp with a buzz cut that removed his signature afro, which immediately triggered transplant speculation, since a shaved head makes any scalp work far more visible. Some hair restoration analysts pointed to faint new growth around his temples as a possible sign of a recent FUE procedure. But again, Salah has never addressed it publicly, so this stays firmly in rumored territory. Both of these follow the exact same pattern as almost everyone else on this list. No confirmation from the player, plenty of confident-sounding analysis from hair clinics and fan accounts, and zero impact on their actual football either way. Bale won 3 straight Champions League titles during the years he was allegedly getting work done, and Salah remained one of the Premier League's most consistent goal scorers throughout his. Hair isn't the only thing under the microscope. Fans regularly speculate about veneers and teeth whitening among younger stars who've had major image and endorsement deals attached to their smile. There's also been broader conversation about skin treatments and body image pressure on young players once they're thrust into global sponsorship campaigns. Think about how differently a player looks in their first pro photo versus 5 years into a Nike or Adidas deal. It's worth saying clearly, most of these claims, outside of the confirmed hair transplant cases, are speculation, not established fact. We're not going to pretend otherwise just to make a juicier video. Here's the real question underneath all of this. Does cosmetic work, confirmed or rumored, actually affect a football career? Short answer, not physically. Hair transplants, teeth veneers, and skincare have zero bearing on VO2 max, sprint speed, or ball control. What can be affected is a player's brand. Off-pitch confidence and image have become part of the modern footballer's job. Sponsorships, social media following, and marketability are now tied almost as closely to income as performance itself. A player who feels more confident in interviews and photo shoots may perform better commercially, even if it changes nothing tactically on the pitch. In a sport where image rights can be worth more than a player's actual salary, it's not surprising that appearance has become its own quiet competition. So, confirmed, Wayne Rooney, and likely Antonio Conte. Well documented through leaked photos and video, though not officially confirmed by the player, Vinícius Jr.'s jawline filler. Strongly rumored but unconfirmed, Ronaldo's implant and veneer theories, Zidane, David Silva, Fabregas. Everything else? Internet speculation dressed up as fact. If you enjoyed this deep dive, let us know in the comments which player's transformation surprised you the most, and subscribe for more football stories that go past the stats sheet.